Hi, Mirchis. Welcome. Give me a second to finish setting up, and we can get started. How are you today? All right, welcome. Hello. Long time, long time no see. I guess in this format, huh? Sorry, I'm still. I was trying to finish my snack before I started, but then I got distracted. Kind of like set everything up. I move this here. Will it? All right. Okay. Is this still good? Hi, how are you, Mantis? I'm excited. Can you tell? Like everyone was like, "Oh, you should do another educational stream," and I kept being like, "No," but I did miss it. I did miss it. It's gonna be a little different than last year's format. What's this? What do you mean? That's cozy. That's my cat in a blanket. But it's gonna be a little different than last year because last year I would like fire out information while you watch me like sketch something, but I don't want to get distracted, and also I forgot to sketch something beforehand. So what's actually gonna happen is I'm gonna write down major info as we go, and then show like pictures and stuff, and then afterwards maybe we'll draw something, maybe not. It really we're gonna vibe through it, okay? I don't want it to be as like hasty feeling as it was in my first videos, because I was just like rushing through all that stuff back then, and I want to be more chill. We're gonna be chill. We're gonna learn about mahjong, as you can tell. We're gonna learn a brief history, the different tiles and what they mean, and then I'm gonna be teaching you three different gameplay modes, um, for different amounts of players that I know. We're not going through everything because there's a lot of variations of mahjong, but we're gonna do like a couple. The three, like, I don't know, two basic ones, and then like a standardized mahjong that I know how to play. Yeah, you remember the last ones? Merchies, were you here? Yeah, you were here for those, right? You had like just started following me back then, I think, when we did whales and cabbage and clowns, clown fear, colorophobia. Those were the times. Those were the times. I can't decide how long I should wait before we get started for people to show up. Sorry, I have to look at like two monitors and they're so far apart from each other because of how it's set up. It's gonna look a little janky sometimes, but hopefully this will be fine. Manager. I'll wait until we hit the 10-minute mark and then we'll start, okay? How's that? So, like, 2 more minutes basically. Also, I'm gonna finish my snack, so that'll give me enough time for that, I think. Have you ever played Mahjong, Merchis? That's fair. That's fair. I feel like I don't want to say it's dying out, but I don't hear about it that often in the States. Because, well, I'm going to go over it, but at one point it had like it was like a huge trend in the Western world, in like the 1920s or something like that. It's funny though, because I did not learn, um, I forget if it's called like North American Mahjong or just American Mahjong, but I did not learn that variation, because I downloaded like a when I want to learn Mahjong, the only app I could find that was free to play was Riichi City Mahjong, which is a Japanese version of Mahjong. Um, so that's the one I learned, and that's the one I'm going to be teaching for the 3 to 4 player bracket of Mahjong. I mean, common Mahjong is pretty, like, the variations aren't huge, is what I should say. Like, they all have a basic setup that's pretty similar. Might have played but didn't know its name. Oh. Wait, what did you call it? Put this over here. Alright. I know my friend had it, I just called it the pretty thingy game. No, Rip. You didn't ask? Hold on, I'm drinking some water. I should mute for this. Wow. Alright, well, if people aren't gonna be punctual, that's on them. It's been over 10 minutes, so we're just going to get started. I hope you have a good time with me. I'm excited because, like, okay, obviously I was excited for all my educational streams, um, but some more than others, like the whales. I still think if I had slowed down a little, that would have been like my magnum opus. Magnum opus right out the bat, you know. But because I was kind of awkward about it, I feel like it didn't come across that it was my favorite. Um, I like the cabbage a lot too, but nobody else liked it. But I think this one is one that I'll like, and everyone else will like a little too. But I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get the first fun fact out of the way. I'm gonna write it down. So the first fun fact is, wait, am I? No, I'm not spelling that right. Mahjong. The word mahjong literally translates to. You want to take a guess? I'm not gonna stop writing though, so you better be quick about it. All right, no, it translates to sparrow. The reason is debated. Like no one knows the actual reason why. Some say like, oh, the tiles clacking together when you're shuffling sound like birds chattering, which I don't know if that. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's a theory. Another theory is that like there's a myth that Confucius invented the game, which obviously there's no way to know that, and it's probably not true. But everyone was like, "Oh well, Confucius loved birds, so we're gonna name it after a bird." And those are the two most popular theories, but no one actually knows the real reason anymore. I don't think a lot of the research I did, I couldn't find any like Chinese based websites with that information, so it could be very wrong. Because all I could find was like, UK and American mahjong websites, unfortunately. So whatever for the history part, anyway. All right. Um, all right. Let's get into the history of mahjong. Okay. So mahjong actually started out as a card game. No one knows exactly when it began because it's like super fucking old, but it is commonly speculated that the card game began around the 1300s sometime, which honestly, I didn't even know cards were around that long. I guess it makes sense. Technically, card games or playing cards were invented in China around 1000 AD or like before 1000 AD, so their cards are old for sure. Um, and they actually got all the way over to Europe by the 1300s, around when Mahjong was invented. So it was a card game for a very, very long time. If you think of games like Rummy and stuff, it's similar. And then in the mid 1800s, I couldn't find the reason why. And I'm guessing the reason why is because tiles are sturdier, Like cards tear and wear out because they're thin and made of paper usually, but tiles are a little hardier. So I'm assuming it's because of that in the 1800s they changed it to a tile game, kind of like dominoes. Speaking of dominoes, they were also invented in China, which I didn't know. You, I feel like a lot of these kind of games, you could say they probably were invented in China, like card games and stuff. But I didn't know what dominoes were. But I guess that kind of tracks since they're also like tile. You'd think tiles would originate from the same place, more or less. I'm gonna write some of the stuff that I'm saying. Started as a card game. Are we on the same page so far? Makes sense. Thank you. Good. Became tiles Okay. All right. So tile game came out mid 1800s. By the mid or early ish 1900s, it had made its way across the world to Europe and the Americas. It actually, everything I read said that it actually was thanks to like this one guy, this American guy who was working in Shanghai during that time, and he saw Mahjong. He was like, "That's pretty fun. I wonder if I can localize it for for Americans." So he made a version of the tiles that had like the decimal numerals on them, and he wrote like a whole new rule and guidebook that was a little different. He said it was simpler, but who knows? Because I don't know that version of Mahjong, and it became like American Mahjong, one of the like very first, maybe not very first, but one of the common variations of it. Anyway, so a lot of different countries have their own versions, etc., and there are currently are about 40 variations of common mahjong. And I think when I say common, I mean like the base game of mahjong, because two of the versions we're gonna learn today are not that base game. They were like adapted with the same tiles, but the game is very different for some of them. I doubt it was one person only. Well, he like commercialized it, is what you know, and I guess popularized it because he made like a whole company for it. Like I forgot what it was called because I didn't care that much, but um, yeah, he localized it and made a whole company for it, and you know, it should basically like popularized it in the early 1900s. It had like a huge boom in the 1920s in Europe and the Americas, and then by the Second World War, it kind of died down. I mean, people still play them, obviously, but it's not. It's never been as popular as it was then in the Western world. Lurking second food cats, no worries. Appreciate you being here. In any case, but yeah, that's the short history that I know of mahjong. If you want to learn details and stuff, I'd suggest looking that up. But I didn't want to get uh, too out of hand with the history because the main part that I want to teach about is the tiles and a couple of gameplay modes. I'm gonna leave this up. All right, we're gonna go on to tiles now. In Mahjong, there are 136 base tiles and an optional eight more that you can add for some variations that would equal 144 tiles. So those are the two numbers you'll see in Mahjong. I'm just gonna focus on the 136 base tiles, and I'll quickly tell you what the other eight are, but I don't have any pictures on hand of them. So we're gonna start with three. There's three number suits. God, I can do this. Number three number suits, which are these top three rows. So it goes from one to nine. Um, the first one here is considered like the character numbers because it's the Chinese character. It's also used in Japanese. The middle one are called dots, which are circle numbers, and then the last row is the bamboo numbers. They're all of them are pretty easy to tell what they are for the bamboo. All the dots are super easy because there's correlating amount. Characters, you would have to know the Chinese slash Japanese numbers. Um, so usually, if you're not savvy to that, I would say maybe get a version that has like the little correlating numbers in the corner. That's usually for American Mahjong. So if you play online like Riichi City, there's a toggle for it that helps. Um, the bamboo one is pretty easy too, except the number one tile is a peacock for some reason, and then the number eight tile, this one, is just kind of awkward. I don't know. I don't like how it looks. So that's eight. The rest are correlating amounts. Every single tile, including all these number ones, have four of each. So there's four one character tiles, two, etc. Which is why there's so many. Oh shit! Oh my god! Hi! Thank you for the raid. Oh my god, how are you? How was your stream? Welcome. We're learning about Mahjong today. Hi everybody. Wait, hold on, let me shout you out. How are you, Nix? What were you up to today? Hi, hi, hi. My name is Carbon, also known as Soda Pop Sensei. Today is a celebration of my debut last summer. Last summer, I did some educational streams. I kind of gave up on them, but to celebrate, I'm doing another one. So welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Today we're learning about Mahjong, and I just went over like the brief history of it. Here, I'll put up the notes I have, so you can read that over. Wow, that's exciting. Hi. And now I'm going over tiles for Mahjong. But welcome in. I'm gonna drink some water while we're in this in between zone. I haven't busted out my VTuber model for this. I haven't been using this thing. I have like a PNG that I've been using a lot recently that I like. I forget how fun it is to move. To be able to move. You have to pay more attention to it because otherwise it like makes weird faces and stuff. But I forget how fun it is too. Anyway, back to tiles. If anyone's interested, these first three rows are the number suite, the suits. I always want to say suites, but they're the suits, 1 through 9. The first row is the Chinese character tiles. The second one is called the dot tiles, and then the third one is the bamboo tiles. The first, the number one tile in bamboo is a peacock. If you couldn't tell, I think it's cute. I don't know why it's a peacock, but it is cute. I do enjoy that. In Mahjong, there are 136 base tiles, so there's four of each number tile. Um, etc. etc. And you're all caught up now. Sorry, I can't talk. I get too excited when I'm teaching about something. I start rambling. All right. Next set, we have the seat wind tiles. They're the Chinese characters for the correlating cardinal directions. We have east, south, west, and north. This is also the order in which you play um, most variations of Mahjong. Like each, there's like four players, and each person is assigned one of the seat wins. Um, we'll get more into that later when I start talking about gameplay. But for now, uh, that's all you need to know. In like American and Western versions of Mahjong, they will have like the little, oops, wrong one, little letters in the corner to so you can know which one is which, like this. But honestly, you don't really. I mean, if you're gonna get serious about mahjong, it would be good to know the differences. But if you're just doing it casually and like using an online client, you don't really need to know like the which one's which. Honestly, then so there's four of each of these as well, and then finally in the base set there are three dragon sets. There's red, white, and green. The white one is usually blank, or it has like this weird box with nothing in it. I don't know why, but those are the two versions of the white dragon you'll see most often. Um, Again, in Western sets, there's usually like the little letter in the top corner to tell you which one's which. And there's also four of each of these. Besides the base 136 tiles, there's also 8 optional tiles depending on which version of Mahjong you're playing. And they are 4 flower tiles, I believe, and 4 season tiles. And they usually have like really fun pictures on them. I think my favorite is like the plum blossom one. I don't have any. I don't have an example on me, but they're cute. You should definitely look them up if you're interested. But yeah, those are all the tiles in Mahjong. Any questions? We're breezing through. For this. I'm gonna teach you 3 different games using Mahjong tiles. And the first one's actually a single player game, and there's a lot of web browser clients that let you play it. So I would say that's a really good starting point. Oh my god, Sakura, hello. Welcome. How are you today? Welcome in. We're learning about Mahjong. I just showed everybody what the different tiles are. And we're about to get into gameplay. Hope you've been having a good day. I'm gonna drink some more water. My mouth is so dry. I usually don't talk this much in my own streams, so please bear with me. I usually do art most of the time, which is definitely more chill. Hi Zakora. Hi. Okay. Everyone's good on tiles. I'm gonna get into gameplay. We can come back if you want to see it later. But the first game, oh, the image is so crunchy. I'm so sorry. It's like the best one I could find on short notice. But the first gameplay mode of Mahjong that we are going to go over is a single player game called Mahjong Solitaire. I'd be good. How are you be today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm having a good time. I like goofing around, rambling about my current special interest, which is Mahjong. My friend, actually, a friend of mine who also streams Abstract Mayor, recently got into it because the app of Mahjong that we both play is called Riichi City Mahjong, which is the Japanese version, and they have like anime characters and stuff, and they're currently doing like a collab, I guess you would say, with Danganronpa, so you can get three Danganronpa characters in it. So they're like, "Oh my god, I have to learn how to play mahjong." So I taught them, and then I was like, "You know what? I could do a more in-depth stream about it too. That'd be fun." Anyway, we'll get to Riichi City Mahjong later. That's gonna be like the third type of game I teach you because it's the one I know the best. But anyway, solitaire mahjong. The basic rules are tiles are stacked 4 layers high in like a pyramid esque shape, as you can see here. The pyramid kind of like has arms coming out of it though. And honestly, if you get really good at it and you have your own like tiles, you can make completely different shapes as long as it follows like the same base rules where there's like some arms sticking out and it's 4 different layers in a pyramid type of thing. Um, Once you get this shape, you start matching them in pairs. So, for example, like these two, that's a pair, etc. The only caveat is that if a tile has two tiles, like is touching a tile on both of their long sides, like this tile, you can't pick it up. So the tile has to be completely uncovered, like this top one, uh, or or it has to have a free side, like long side, like this one does on the edge. So if you're starting out, this is like the most common structure. So if you're starting out with this, the only tiles you can mess with are the top one, these five. Is that five? Wait, the depth perception. These four, um, these, this one, this one, this one. These are the only ones you can mess with. And then as you start getting rid of them, more of them open up and get uncovered, and then you can make your way down. So usually people say like you either win by getting rid of them all successfully, or if you're playing on like a web browser client, there's usually a scoring system for which pairs you manage to get and like how much time. Because usually they say they give you between like 10 and 15 minutes depending on the client you're using. Um, but yeah, it's very simple. It's very straightforward. It is difficult because depending on how you or how they're set up, you have to think very carefully about your next move and what you want to open up. But yeah, if you're new to Mahjong and you just want to familiarize yourself with the tiles, I would recommend it because you don't actually need to know what the tiles mean. You just have to pair them. Mm-hmm. I just started playing this kind of Mahjong recently, and I've only won once. But it's so fun, even if you can't win. It's like a brain teaser type of thing, like Sudoku. So if you like those kind of games, I would think you would like this one too. All right, next we're gonna talk about a 2-player game, and this one's called Nines. I think this is a pretty new gameplay style. I haven't seen it. Like it looked like it got popular kind of recently. I mean, it might have been around longer than that because it's a pretty basic game too. But I never saw anything about it until like a year or two ago. They got popular on TikTok of all places. I see them playing there on a lot. So in nines, you have two suits, two number suits, and you have all the tiles for each of those. 36 each, so that's like 72, and then you have one wild card tile. I don't know what else you would call it. There's gotta be a better way than wild card tile, but that's just how I think about it. Hello, Mayor. Yes, we're talking about Mahjong. We're on gameplay, so if you wanted to go over history or tiles, let me know and I'll go back a little. But uh anyway, so there's the two suits, 36 each, and then one wild card tile. Usually you use like a dragon or like a wind seat tile. It's something that looks very different to the number tiles. You turn them all face down, shuffle them together in like the center between the two of you, and then you're going to give each person 36 tiles, and the leftover one just stays in the middle. You make it go in this like wait, let me get my color back. In this 9 by 4, 9 by 4, and then you flip over the middle tile to start gameplay. If it's one of your suits, you give it to whoever suit it is, and they put it in like the correlating column. So let's say I got this one tile. I would put it here with the other ones. It would push all of them down towards you like this, and then this face down one that kind of pops out, you pick up and flip it over, and you put that in its correlating spot. If it's the other person's tile, you give it to them and they do the same thing. If you start with the wild card tile in the middle, I would say like, rock paper scissors. Like find some arbitrary way to decide who goes first and you can put it wherever you want, like any column, and that's like your placeholder tile. So eventually the way you win is you have all of your tiles facing up in the right place, and you don't have the wild card anymore. So you like manage to swap it out for an actual number tile. This one's also pretty easy. Honestly, I would say it's easier than solitaire because it's more chance than anything. Um, Solitaire uses a lot of brain power, but this one does require two players, so if you're alone, that can be tricky. Honestly, if you have like tabletop simulator though, I'm sure there's a mahjong set on there. So if you ever wanted to play this with like a friend, it probably is a little awkward, especially like shuffling them, but that's probably worth a shot. Any questions about mahjong nines? I'm hoping I'm explaining well. I'm not good at explaining games. I've been told multiple times that I kind of suck at it, but I don't know. People keep asking me to anyway. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm guessing there's no questions for mahjong nines. Good. We're gonna go over to the most complicated, what I like to call common mahjong. It's like the normal way to play the game, and like I said earlier, it has 40 variations across the world, different hands and like winning rules that were localized in different countries and stuff. But the base setup is pretty much the same, I think, for all of them. took this screenshot from the exact game I play, which is called Riichi City Mahjong. If you're interested, there's like a whole rule book on there and English version. But Riichi Mahjong is the Japanese version, so that's what we're gonna be going over. Riichi, my beloved. Yeah, I was just saying that you got me back into Riichi, Chris, because of the Danganronpa stuff on it. All right, so technically, very technically, if you play on an app like this, like if you download the game and you play it on the internet, you do not need to know setup rules, okay? But if you have the tiles or you play other kinds of mahjong, I will go over. I'm still gonna go over like very very baseline setup rules for mahjong because I think it's interesting. Riichi Mahjong is actually more complicated in its setup, but like I said, if you're gonna play online and stuff, you don't really need to know. If you want to know the details, you can look it up, but it's weirdly complicated, so I'm just gonna go over a basic setup. All right, so there's 3 or 4 players. I'm gonna focus on the 4 player setup and gameplay because I don't like the 3 player one as much. There's like extra rules and stuff. It's kind of awkward. So for 4 players, you sit in like a square, and each seat is denoted by a wind, north, south, east, west, as you know. Usually to start, you will roll dice, and whoever has the highest number becomes the dealer, and the dealer is always the east wind. Okay, and then after that, the player to their right it becomes south, and then the player to their right is west, north, and then back to east in the square formation. In this app, it'll choose for you like who starts, etc. So you really don't need to know. But if you're playing actual mahjong, like with real tiles, that's how you decide who deals, and the order of gameplay always goes to the right, counterclockwise. Everyone shuffles the tiles in the center again, and you make like 4 stacks in Riichi Mahjong. In regular Mahjong, I think you just straight up just take 13 tiles each, except the dealer takes 14 tiles because that's how they start gameplay. You definitely don't want to show anyone your tiles, and you kind of form them in like a little wall in front of you, as you can see in this picture, like that. All right. So once you have that all set up, there is a leftover pile of tiles called, I think it's called the dead wall. Technically, I call it the leftover wall, which is this one and this one. I couldn't see anything about like where the wall is placed. I don't think it really matters, honestly, because everyone takes from the wall regardless of where it is. Um, but anyway, to start gameplay, the dealer with their 14 tiles discards one. Basically, until you win, you will always have 13 tiles, and you always have to discard to make sure that it stays at that number. So the dealer discards their 14th tile. That starts, and then immediately goes to the person on their right. That person can either take a tile from the dead wall or take it from the middle, which is where all the discarded tiles go, right here. But it can only be the most recently discarded tile from the person that just played. So like you can't. In this case, you can see it's this tile right here because it has that little arrow over it. Was the most recently discarded. You cannot take any other tile from any of these. You can also later in the game, as it progresses and there's more tiles, you can steal from other players. Um, so if you have like let's say these two threes, this pair of threes, uh, you want to make a set which is three, and then so if someone, even if they're not next to you on your left, if someone over here like discards a three, you can call it and take it and put your threes like somewhere over here on the table face up to show like, hey, yeah, this is what I needed it for. But that will open up your hand. Let me get into that. I'll talk about open and closed hands. But first, the very basic way to win this type of mahjong is to get a hand of four sets, which is groups of three tiles, and one pair, which is two identical tiles. The sets are either three of a kind, like these ones. It is um how do you say it? Like the like three, how do you explain that? Anyway, it's like the other one is the 3 4 5 like numbers next to each other. Um or you can get sets of four identical tiles. That one is kind of like a step above the three of a kind, and it gives you extra points, but it's not necessary. So to win, like that's just for more points. So I guess the basic two are three of a kind, and then like the three next to each other, like 1 2 3 7 8 9 4 5 6 etc. And then usually you can get pretty much any pair. Is everybody with me still? Mahjong is so complicated. It took me so long to like internalize these, and I still can't even explain it that well. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, besides that hand, there's like more complex hands you can win by, but they all pretty much all of them follow that basic rule: four sets and a pair. Sets are always in threes, except there's a kind, the four of a kind. It kind of counts the same as a three of a kind set until you win, and then that extra tile just like becomes more points that are awarded to you. So I would usually just think of them as basically the same thing, honestly. Anyway, earlier I said if you steal tiles from someone, it opens your hand. Closed hand means that you only have tiles that you pick up, and an open hand has tiles that you have stolen from someone. So it's like out of turn. Usually, you say like open the hand by yelling whether you have a three of a kind or, you know what? Hold on. I'm just gonna. So a three of a kind in Riichi Mahjong is called a pawn, and then this one, like the 3 4 5 set, is called a chow. I'm just gonna tell you that now so I can stop. So I can stop trying to explain it without the names. And then four of a kind. Four of a kind is called. I've seen it two different ways. It's either Khan or Kung or Kung. I guess is how you say that. Anyway, What was I saying? Oh yeah. Okay. So if you steal a tile, if it's for a pawn, you yell pawn. You take that tile and you put the two that you had in your hand and the one you stole like over here on the table somewhere, and you leave it there face up for the world to know, and that is how your hand becomes open. The rules for winning an open hand are different than the rules for winning a closed hand, so you have to make sure that you readjust and have like the right tiles for that before you call it out. Otherwise, you're not going to win that round. um, I wouldn't say one is necessarily harder than the other or easier. They're just different. Um, Usually, I think the most common reasons people open their hands is because they have like a lot of double sets and are trying to make pawns or kungs out of them. Sometimes people do chows with that too, but it's I don't see it as much because usually that's easier to get um, just by taking from the dead wall or from the most recently discarded tile. You know. I think that's the basics pretty much. Now I'm gonna go over the Riichi part, Riichi Mahjong, which is what is one of the. There's like three ways that Riichi Mahjong is different from regular Mahjong. The first one is that you can call Riichi, which means that you're one tile away from winning. Um, and when you're one tile away from winning and you call Riichi, you basically discard whichever one you don't need, put it sideways next to your like discard pile to show that that's where you called it, and then you get this little stick that you put in the middle here. Can you see that? Let me try using this color. You put like here-ish in this little divot, and after that, basically you're on autopilot. You cannot keep any tiles that are different from what you need to win this hand. So like basically once you got Ichi, you cannot change your hand at all. You're just waiting and discarding until you get that the one tile that you need to win. And if you get that tile, you can't pass it. I don't know why you would really, but you can't. Like you can't. You have to call it as soon as you see it get discarded, or you like grab it from the dead wall. So the reason you would call it Ichi is because technically, even though everyone knows now that you're only one away, and it like can kind of put you in a bad spot, there's if you're playing with real tiles, there's a chance people would fold because they don't want to risk it. Um, so it's kind of like a strat to get people to fold. Also, it gives you more points if you do win on Orichi than if you just like silently get all the cards you need or tiles. Sorry, I keep calling them cards. Um, but also if you lose after calling Orichi, you lose more points. So it's really like a toss up on if you're gonna risk it or not. Um, the two ways to win, whether you're in Riichi or not, is if you get your winning tile from the discard, you would call Ron, Ron, or if you get it from the dead wall, you call Sumo. There's a lot of calling. You have to be very verbal in Mahjong. I'm noticing. Thankfully, in the on the on the app and like that kind of thing, there's just a button that calls for you, you know. So that makes it easier. But if you're playing with people, you gotta be fast and you gotta yell usually. Um, yeah. Is that where? Oh, you can only call it Ichi when your hand is closed. So if it's open, you can only win by. Well, you can't call it Ichi for the extra points, basically, if your hand is open. Um, oh, like I said, a lot of these the game kind of does for you, so don't worry about it too much. I just like talking about it, for my own understanding, you know. Okay, another way that Riichi Mahjong is different from regular Mahjong is that your hands have to have something called Yaku, which is like a certain condition for winning. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, but I'm only going to go over a couple of very basic hands, okay? And this is also where the open and close gets different too, as you can see. So, closed hands, these are very basic. You can get four chows, which is the one, two, three sets, and a pair, but that pair cannot be dragon or wind tiles, so it has to be a pair of numbers. Um, you know, the all the Yaku have their own names, but that's a lot. So I'm not gonna tell you the names, and I don't expect you to remember them or anything. Um, I think it makes it more complicated, so I don't even really remember which one's which. I just know them by these rules. Another basic winning hand rule is to have two identical chows. So it would be one, two, three in the same exact suit. Um, and then any other sets, you can have like four, three of a kind, four of a kind, and then a pair, usually. Um, or one that's I think it's fun, but it's so hard to do. Like it doesn't sound hard, but it is to get seven pairs. That one's surprising. Sorry, I kind of froze for a second there. Surprisingly complicated to get seven pairs. But it gives you a lot of points if you manage to pull it off. So I do enjoy it. Open hand Yaku include uh Punger Konga wins. It could be any win, and then any other sets. Like that one's probably one of the easier ones. Same thing with dragons. If you get a Punger Konga of dragons, and then any other sets, that's a win. A winning Yaku. Um, the most complicated open hand would be not getting any dragons, wins, ones, or nines. Ones and nines are called terminal tiles because they're like on the end of each set, on the ends of each set. So if you can get a hand without those dragons and wins, that gives you a lot of points. That one's hard too, actually. Um, Especially if you're going for like certain chow hands. Another one that I like, I forgot to write it here, is to get three chow sets that are all the same suit. So it's basically like all the one through nine tiles of the same suit, and then like an extra set and a pair. Anyway, there's a lot. You look up all the different yaku you can get in Riichi Mahjong. There's a ton. Uh, they go from like easiest to hardest hands to get, or like more complicated. Um, and obviously, if they're more complicated, you get more points from them, kind of thing. But there's so much. There's so much. Other random info. Wind and dragon tiles are also known as yakuhai, um, and aren't allowed in some hands. Just like I said, in this one open hand, you can't have any dragons or winds. That would be related to that. There's also a I don't I wouldn't call it like a it's kind of like a state of being called Furiten, which means if you have discarded a tile that you later need another one of the same tile to win, you get put into Furiten, and that basically means that you can no longer win um, by getting a tile from the discard. You have to. The only way you can win when you're in Furiten is to get one from the dead wall and call it sumo. Um, Another way to be in Furiten is if you call it Ichi and then the tile you need gets discarded and you don't call it, like you for some reason just wait and it goes like it basically dies, in the discard pile. You go into Furiten. There's another way to get into Furiten. What's that one? Or if the tile you need gets discarded since your last turn, whether you're in Riichi or not, and you don't call it, that's also Furiten. But that one is only for that round. So if it goes to the next round and no one's won yet, you are put out of it, and you can then win with a discard tile. You don't really need to know about Furiten either, because for a lot of the online games, they do that for you. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of terminology, isn't there? There's not even really a good way to remember all of it. Honestly, I feel bad because there's just so much, and we're not even done yet. There's a whole other set of terminology that I have written here to go over. Um, it's basically just like an extra point system. So if nobody wants to learn about that, then I won't go into it. Um, but how's everybody feeling? How are we feeling about Mahjong? If you want to play this type of Mahjong, it's on Steam. It's free to download. It is technically a gotcha game, so be careful if you're susceptible to those. Like if you can't control yourself with gotcha games, don't get it. It's called Riichi City Mahjong, and it has anime girls and a couple guys, but mostly girls. Um, it's cute. I kind of like it. I mean, it's kind of weird in certain character art, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of weird, but it is a fun way to play mahjong if you don't have the tiles or anyone to play with in real life. All right, since no one said no, I'm gonna go over the last bit of terminology for points that I know. And then, what do you guys want to do after? Do you want to draw something mahjong related, like vibe a little, or do you want me to like play around a mahjong? I technically was gonna play mahjong tomorrow, but if I mean it's only been an hour, this kind of went by faster than I thought. So if you want me to play in real time, let me know. So actually, can someone put a poll up or any of my mods around? Can you do a poll of art or mahjong? I forget how to do it. I don't really want to. Anyway, just tell me. It's fine. Okay. The last bit of info I'm gonna write out over here is a called Dora. Gotta remember to write stuff down. Basically, on the dead wall, there's like in the corner, a tile is flipped over, and that is known as the Dora indicator tile. So let's say the Dora indicator tile is a circle two, and two tile in circles. That means that the quote Dora tile is actually like in play is the circle three tile. So it goes up like that. Whatever the indicator says means that the one next to it or like the increase by one is the Dora tile. It's kind of confusing. If you get a 9 in a suit, then the Dora tile is actually like it goes back around to 1. And then it's kind of weird. The wind tiles, if a wind tile is a Dora tile or a Dora indicator, it goes from east, south, west, north, and then back to east. And then for dragons, it goes green, green, red, white, and then back to green. Basically, this means if you have whatever Dota tile in your winning hand, you get more points. That's literally all it means. It doesn't count as a Yaku it's you don't have to have it to win. Basically, it's just four more points if you happen to have it. If someone calls a four of a kind during the game and they have it, that unlocks another Dora. So you flip over another tile on the dead wall, and it becomes the next Dora indicator. And that basically just like is for even more points. It kind of doubles points if you have both of them. You know, so that would be a 2 and a 3 there. I don't think there's a set amount. So if like a lot of four of a kinds are called, I think it just keeps going. So essentially, you could win with like a ton of extra points. But this is like the third way. Third way, yeah, I think the third way it's different from regular mahjong too because I don't think they have Dota in regular mahjong. But yeah, that's all I got. That's that's an amalgamation of how to play mahjong. If you take nothing else away, if you download the game from Steam, literally, if you just know the basic hands, which is four sets and a pair, and you know the difference between open and closed hands that you can win with. That's basically all you need. Like the game will tell you if you're in Foodie 10. The game will tell you what the Dora is and what seat wind you're at. Oh, that's another thing. If you get like a three of a kind or four of a kind with your seat wind, you get more points. It's like a bunch of little stuff like that that adds up. You know. Don't ask me about the point system because I don't know it. Since I play on the game on the app, it does all the points for me. The Riichi stick is like 1,000 points. That's all I know about that. So if you win, you get 1,000 points. If you lose, That round you lose 1,000 points. Um, if you discard the tile that someone else wins with, you lose points, and those points go to them. There's a lot. There's a lot, but it's fun. It's like a fancy, more complicated version of like certain poker games, I guess. Not poker. Is it poker? Some kind of gambling card game. I think it's poker. So it's fun. But yeah. Any questions? I'm just gonna leave it on this one for a little bit. Wow. An hour basically. I'm at Mahjong. I'm kind of sleepy now. Usually, I think all my previous lessons were about half an hour each, and then we got into like fun facts, and I would draw something. But I didn't prepare anything to draw because I couldn't think of something mahjong related to draw. I did think like, what if I drew myself playing mahjong, but that seemed like a whole scene. I didn't really want to do that. But yeah, I this one I think I covered everything. That's pretty good. I didn't even look at my notes for. Well, I looked at them a little bit, but mostly for the history part. How's everybody doing? Are you gonna try mahjong now, or are you like, no way in hell am I ever gonna touch that? Be honest, because it won't hurt my feelings if I made it so you don't want to play it anymore. Hmm. I really can't decide if I want to draw or play. Maybe I will just play mahjong, like a round or two, maybe just one round. I don't know. I'm trying to get the stream to at least 2 hours because one seems so little, you know. You know what? Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna take a stretch break. I'm gonna come back in like 5 minutes, and by then I will have decided if we're gonna play. Unless someone else requests it, I'm gonna probably play instead of drawing, and then we'll go from there. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna play Mahjong. Well, okay, hopefully if my computer doesn't explode because it's getting old. Last time I tried to stream a game with like all my whole setup going, it like crashed. So if I crash, I'll probably come back and it'll just like raw something unrelated and move on from Mahjong. But right now I'm gonna close all of this and I'll try to open that game. Oops. Do I have it downloaded on here? Oh no, I might not have. I might not even have it downloaded. To Steam go. Oh, I know we're good. I have it. All right. Thanks. Put it in this. I'm going to make it a little small so you can see the whole thing. How's that? It's updating. Hold on. No. I can hear my computer trying to like die. I might turn off Spotify for now, just so there's like a limited amount of things open. Everybody, yeah, rock your body. Um, well, I guess since we're waiting here anyway, I can tell you what's gonna be going on this week for me. If if I'm playing Mahjong now, I might not stream it tomorrow, and I might just go straight into art stuff. There's a lot of art that I gotta get done. I have some charity commissions to finish. I have some real commissions to start. You have to get those sketches in to get approved. I have art fight still. I want to do at least. I at least want to do like another week's worth of art fight before it's over because every year I only do like 3 or 4 drawings. I think this year we're only at 5, so it's like not even that much better. I would love to get to a double digit number with my art fight attacks. Um, so we'll probably be doing a lot of that this week. Um, some comic work probably one of these days. I'm gonna try to stream more too, because every time I don't know, I lose motivation because of my sleep schedule right now. Wakes me up in like at like 5 p.m. and then I eat dinner with my family, and then by the time I am ready to like work on stuff, it's usually around the time where a lot of my friends are free to hang out. So then I have to decide, well, am I gonna work and possibly stream, or am I gonna hang out? You know, and usually the hanging out wins. But since I have so much on my plate, I might not hang out that much this week and try to get stuff done. So expect more streams. for the rest of July. I'm also job hunting, so I want to get streaming in before I get busy again. Applying for, well, I'm auditioning for a job, and I'm also applying to like regular jobs too. The auditions for, well, I don't want to say it just in case. I don't want to jinx anything. Oh no, is it frozen? Why are you frozen? Let me try a game capture. Why are you big? I'll try my hardest to explain what's going on as I'm doing it, but it starts off slow, and then as like the game progresses, you have to your the turns get faster and faster. And I know why they do it, but it makes it hard to explain things when they do that, you know? At least towards the end. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay, okay, wait. I don't need to do all the gacha related stuff. We're doing Mahjong right now. Ooh. Wow. Anyway, stop it. Stop it. Surprisingly, there's like always a couple hundred people playing at least, which is good. Like no matter what time of day. Sorry, I sneezed. Anyway, um, there's like different levels to like ranks if you're playing ranked mahjong. I play ranked because it's, I don't know, you win more like points and stuff for the gacha that way. Um, and I'm desperately trying not to spend money on this gacha. Don't eat that. Anyway, my hand right here, we have a one, we have some fives over here, six, eight, nine. So we could go four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. One. We actually could go for like the full set there. Get rid of this one. We have a nine, a seven, a two, six, and a five there, and then we have this dragon card that I just discarded. The red dragon. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go for um three chows in the same suit over here. And then these sixes are gonna be my pair. And then we're gonna go for a seven, eight, nine, and this is all gonna be a closed hand. Closed hand win. That's what we're go. That's what I'm gonna go with. I don't need you. In the top left corner, you can see that there are currently two Dora, which is it would be the five, this one, and then a two in the bamboo set or suit. 9. Looks like no one's put down the sevens yet. Well, there I see one seven, so that looks fine. I don't see any twos or threes. Okay. I see one two and one three. No, two twos. Anyway, there's still a couple, so I think this hand's still fine. Oh, there's a seven. You can see that everyone else has opened their hands because they all have piles on the table except for me. You know, see my favorite emote from this character? The gremlin soda chugger, just like me for real. Billy! Billy, hello! Oh my god, 2 raids today. That's crazy. Damn it. No, Billy, you came into me losing. How are you today? How was your stream? Welcome, everybody. My name's Carbon. We're playing Mahjong. I just did like an hour long educational explanation of the history of Mahjong, what all the tiles are, and like a few different gameplay methods. Um, and now I'm demonstrating Japanese Mahjong, called Riichi Mahjong, on a popular gacha version of it. No, I'm gonna get rid of that one. But what were you up to? Let me give you a shout out. Hold on. I don't usually. I'm mostly a drawer for anyone who was wondering. I'm an artiste pass. Um, but I do enjoy educational things every now and again. One, two, five. Get rid of this five. Hello, hi Sleepy. How's everybody doing? Oh my god. Oh my god, Bits. Oh, so nice to meet. Thank you so much. Raid message since Billy fucked. No, it's okay. I never remember about raid messages, if I'm being honest. Wow, is this your guys' first time seeing my model? Do you guys like it? He was basically retired until today. I brought him back for this. Um, I did basically a year ago. Baba Bowie. I debuted this model. I made it. I drew it and rigged it myself, which is why it's kind of fucked up. Um, and pass. And I did like a couple months worth of streaming with it, and then the application and like the amount of like facial expressions I have to pull to like make it work and stuff. It was tiring to say the least. I don't need that. So I kind of retired him for a PNG tuber. But since this is kind of like the anniversary of his debut, I brought him back. Baba Booey. Honestly, I'm not paying attention to my hand. I don't know how we're gonna win this. I don't think we are. I kept my hand closed for some reason. One, two, four. You know what? Since I'm not paying attention anyway. Oh shit! No, someone already won anyway. Man, this kid keeps winning. That's 2 for 2. They're good. I should turn the sounds back on. I have it off because it's kind of annoying for me when I'm just playing casually, but I feel like it's kind of weird being in silence right now. Besides, like, you can hear my computer dying in the background. Ooh, 4. Yeah, okay. We got 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 4 and a 7. Those we don't need to keep those probably. 2, 3, and then this is gonna be our pair. I've already decided our pair of nines. Are we gonna open this? I don't want to open it. Alright, this is a 9 2. We're gonna go 9 8 7 here. Probably 1 2 3 for this one. 9 8 7 again. 6 5 4 probably. Whatever comes up. I'm just speculating. A 2. Don't need that. So for people who don't know, Mahjong is basically like a tile version of like a poker game. I don't know what kind of poker because I don't really know that much about gambling or like card games in general. But it originated as a card game like that, and then it turned into a tile game in the 1800s. Do I want that? No. Say no. And there's currently 40 variations of it across the entire world. Many different countries play it. They all have their own like set of rules and like ways to win. But all the base tiles pretty much look the same. You have these, which are all number suits. This is like the Chinese character numbers. This is the dot or circle ones, and this is bamboo. Do I need that 9? No. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just trying to recap because I don't know what else to talk about, especially since everyone came in after I already finished the lesson. That red one I just discarded is one of the dragon tiles. So there's 3 number suits. There's 3 dragon suits, and then there's 4 cardinal direction suits called wind suits, or wind wait seat winds. Yeah, north, south, east, and west. Um, each tile has 4 of that tile, so in total there's 136 tiles in Mahjong, and then there's in some variations there's an extra 8 tiles that would get it up to 144. But Riichi Mahjong doesn't use those optional 8 tiles, so which is good because that just makes things more complicated, probably. If you're interested in this game or learning Mahjong, technically all the rules for this game are on here. You just have to go look for it. It's called Riichi City Mahjong on Steam. It's free to download, but be careful because there's in-app purchases and it's a gacha game on top of that. So if you are susceptible to gacha, maybe steer clear. If you want to do a single player version of Mahjong, I would look up Mahjong Solitaire Mahjong. I forget what order that goes in. That's single player. There's a lot of like web browser clients that just let you play it. That one's easy because you just have to make pairs. It's like in a little pyramid shape. Two-player mahjong games, if you ever come across it, or if you want to play it on tabletop, is called mahjong. Wait, what am I doing? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, 3, 2. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm like two-player mahjong. It's called mahjong nines. Oh, hey, look, Riichi. Oh, Riichi, baby. Oh no, I'm okay. I call it Riichi, which means I'm one tile away from winning, but I'm also in Foodie 10, which means that at one point the winning tile that I need has already been discarded previously, so the only way to win, and it doesn't matter because that bitch ass Nagi or whatever, I forget his name, from Danganronpa beat me again. Uh, oh wait, it wasn't him. I don't know why it came up. I'm projecting. Anyway, Buriten means that you can only win by picking up the tile from the. You can't discard it. You can't pick it up from the discard. So basic gameplay is you pick up a tile. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Wait, this one. Either from this one of the walls called the dead wall. They're all face down, so people don't know what you're picking up. Or you can pick up the tile that was most recently discarded from the person to your left. Like when it becomes your turn, whatever they discarded, you can pick it up if you need it. Um, you can also steal tiles from people not to your left out of turn, but that makes it more complicated. So I usually don't do that. Oh shit, I fucked up. I'm not paying attention. Anyway, if you have any questions, like you can ask me whenever. If what am I gonna do here? I don't need that one. But otherwise, I'm just vibing, putting some mahjong. Mm, I could do that. You know what? Let's open the hand up. Okay, because the hand is open, I'm gonna have to get rid of, and I don't have any dragon or winds. I'm gonna have to get rid of my ones and nines to make it a viable hand, which is fine. There's only one. We have a 2, 3, 4, two. We have our pair of eights here. We're probably gonna get rid of this two because we won't need it now that the one's gone. We have 2 4s, so we can get three of a kind there, and then we can do like a 5, 6, 7 right here. So we should be good. We should be good. 5, 6, 7. Get rid of this two. All right, we're one away from winning. I'm pretty on. Damn it. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Someone beat us to it. So upset. I swear I'm decent at the game, even though I lost every round there. Although somehow I still managed to stay in third place. But that's whatever. I only play like ranked matches, so I'm actually, even though I'm not that great, I'm actually surprisingly high rank. Can I show you? So the starting rank is like this first one is beginner, and then for the star, it goes from D3 all the way up to A1. I'm A1 right now, so I'm at like the edge. If I can get to the gold, I can move up to moon. The moon for it's like basically just higher level players in there. But like I'm okay at it, but it's tricky. Oh hey, look, it's my turn. Get rid of that. Oh, I forgot to turn the sounds back on. Okay, next one. Next one for sure. Wait, can I do it from here? Let me go there. Since I didn't start off with that many wind or dragon tiles, I'm just gonna get rid of all of them again and keep the hand closed unless I run into something really good. But I think we're pretty much set to go. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I know 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, we can get rid of the 7. We have a 5. Actually, these are kind of awkward. This is Peacock's always a 1 in the bamboo tile, so that's a 1, 5, 6, 9. Get rid of the 9, I think. Oh look, there's a 2. Oh, all right. Decided we're gonna go for 1, 2, 3 in all 3 suits, which is a fancier hand that you can win with. Um, I don't know what our pair is gonna be though, since that would mean I can't use that 3. The good thing about games like this, instead of playing it like in with real tiles, pass, is that damn, I fucked up a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. If you hover over a tile, it shows you it like highlights all the ones on the table, so you can tell like how many are left of that tile instead of having to count and potentially miss something. Because I feel like I would for sure. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna win this one. We're already like halfway through the tiles and it's... in this game mode, the round wind is always east. Okay, do you see the vision? We're gonna go there. Maybe we'll try to get all the dragon sets. Technically, still possible. Although it's gonna be close, I think. Dates are gonna be our pair, and then yeah. Oh look, we're already one away from winning now. Never mind, we're not going for that one anymore. Now we just need a white dragon or an 8 character tile, and we'll win. And there's 2 left of each, so that's pretty good odds, honestly. 50%. Since I didn't call it Riichi, I can technically change up. Oh wait, never mind. I already won. Since I didn't call it Ichi, I technically could have changed up the hand if I wanted to, but I don't know. Even though it's like a very basic one with not that many points, like a win's a win in my book. We're gonna leave our hand closed. Damn, calling Riichi already. 3 left or 3 left. All right, when you go out Ichi, kind of goes on autopilot, and now I can only win by getting that tile. Like I cannot change. Once you call it Ichi, it does not let you change your hand at all for any reason. You just have to discard until you get that one tile. For us, that tile is a bamboo 7, and I forgot. I think there's 3 of those left. Damn, wrong 7. That was a dot 7. There's a bamboo 6. So close. Technically, you don't have to call it Ichi if you don't want to, and you could still try to win with like the same hand. But if you call it and let it go on autopilot like this, and you win, you'll get more points, which is nice. If you lose, though, you lose more points, unfortunately. But that's the gamble. You got to take it sometimes. I usually call it Ichi just because then I don't have to think about about it as much. Damn, 17 tiles left and it's still not out here. I bet someone is holding on to it with for something. Like they might have all 3 of those 7s somewhere. It's looking sparse down. Never mind. They beat me to it. Well, they had 2 of those 7s. Damn. Okay, as you can tell, this is a very anime girl heavy game. I wish they had more guys, and I don't even have any anyway unlocked. But there's only like 5 of them. There's like 20 20 girls to 5 guys. One, two, three, four, six, two. All right, for this one, we're gonna get three three sets of the same suit, 1 through 9 of the circles, and then we're going to have the pair and then that extra bamboo set. No, so close. Damn it. Think you have you think if you get it like super fast, you're gonna win all the time. I'm always so confident, and then it gets swept out from under me. We have 7 and 8 in all suits, so maybe we'll do 7, 8, 9 in all of them. 3 pair. Looks like someone got booted, so it doesn't like get rid of them if you get booted. It just kind of like runs out their timer, unfortunately. But I think once it realizes that they were booted, it kind of puts an AI in. I'm trying to keep my hand closed because I don't think I have the right sets for it to be open. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I still get confused about what's allowed as an open hand. I don't have high hopes for this one, but it's fine. I mean, we basically just need nines. You think it wouldn't be that hard, but I haven't seen any that we can take. See a circle line that was discarded, but meh. What the heck are all the nines? Give them to me, please. I mean, I see 2 of them already gone, but that should be fine. there is a chance to like that nobody wins. Um, in that case, nobody gets points unless someone lost and happened to only need like one tile. Um, and then they get like pity points because they were the closest to winning. No, I keep losing. I really want to win one just to prove that I have and can, but Jesus. Three rabbit girls and a teacher. Some, I don't know. I don't know. Like all these characters have the most random ass backstories and stuff. Like none of them are related backstories. Like there's a single idol character, and I'm like, well, what happened to all the other idols? You know. Discard that. I think we're just gonna go for three of a kind sets for this round. That might be the easiest. I've really been wanting Taco Bell recently, but I don't have I don't have money, so instead I just asked my family to buy me a Baja Blast when they went to the store today. Like, if you happen to see one in the cold drink section, they did, which was good, but you know, surprisingly, it's not the same. Maybe that's not surprising. Damn. So since that person won from my discard, that means all the points that they win are taken off of mine. I think that's the first time it's happened today. Sucks. Now I'm in third place. Under the 1, 5, 8, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. I guess we'll go for Chow's. The Dora for this round is a 1 of bamboo, which I don't have, but that's okay. Or a 1 of circles, which I could have. I could get that. I do need, well, yeah, I could. If I do 1, 2, 3, I could. Otherwise, we're gonna do 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 7, 8 for the circles here. Whatever happens to show up first. Oh, I discarded the wrong pile. I was trying to get rid of that 5. I still technically don't have a pair either. Well, I guess the twos could be in my pair since I already have a 3, 4, 5 there. In this instance, even though I have a three of a kind and twos, I'm using them as a pair of twos and then a two for a chow. So like 2, 3, 4. So all I need left is either a 5 or a 7 in circles and then a 6 in bamboo. But from the looks of it, someone else might get there first because the person on my left already has 2 sets, and we're more than halfway through at this point. All right, now we just need a 5. It'd be fun. It would matter on like what kind of hand we start off with. But I'd love to show you guys like a 7 pair hand. But usually I don't bother trying to go for that unless I already have like at least a like 3 pairs at the get go. Still not a lot of. We don't get many. We haven't been getting many dragons or wins today. Huh? Do we need that? If you happen to get a set with your designated seat wind in a round, you get more points. Also, if you since this is always like an uh east game. Sorry, I'm trying to think. If you get a set with the east tiles, you always get more points. There's like a lot of ways to accumulate. I don't really think about it too much because I still consider myself kind of a novice, so I'm just trying to make sure I have like the basic hands down. But like sometimes, oh my god, you can get like I don't know, like 9 Dora in a round. I think the most I've seen is 9, and that's I forget how many points that was equivalent to, but it was at least a couple thousand for sure. Is that a 9? I don't need that. Right, and over in the Chinese character tiles, we have a 2, 3, 4 set. We have a 6, 7, 8. In the circles, we have a 7, 8, 9. Potentially we can get a 1, 2, 3 in bamboo, but I already discarded a one in the bamboo, so we'd probably do better at like 2, 3, 4, and then we need a pair or something because the eights. I need one of those eights for a chow, so it can't be my pair. I'm just gonna get rid of the pair. Excuse me. I think the two pair. Potentially, you could get a pair in that 9 or that 4, but there's only one 9 left. So unless it happens to be the one we pick up, we're probably gonna have to get a 4 pair. Booty 10, man. Fine, I'll do it anyway. So because I had already discarded a 1 in bamboo, and that's one of the ones that we can win with now. I'm in Foodie 10, which means that I have to pick it up from the dead wall in order to win, and I can't take it from the discard pile, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll maybe we'll be lucky, and we'll pick it up. Oh yeah, that number in the center is how many tiles are left. Not winning on mine. I'm gonna lose all my points. I'm losing so bad. Anyway, because they called Riichi, I lost an extra 1,000 out of that. Unfortunate. And because someone won on my discarded tile, they took all those points from me. Also unfortunate. I hate that. As you can see, I have the seat wins for the seat I'm at, which is north. So I'm gonna try to keep them and get a set. Maybe I'll open my hand for that too, actually. Let me give them another chugging emoji. It's so stupid. I kind of want to make one of like as an emote, but I feel like it would be too small. The fives are gonna be my pair, and then we're gonna need a 7, 8, 9 and something else with that bamboo 5. I don't really know. Whatever goes up for that. There's only one more north tile left, so I'm hoping that we can get it. But we'll see. Dun, 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 dun. Pawn in what? Oh yeah, okay, good. Alright, we're one way from winning now. We just need a 6 or a 9 in the Chinese character tiles. And there's a decent amount of them left, so I think the odds are in our favor for sure. Oh, there we go. Swag. Second win, baby. I got a seat win and I got an Akka. I forgot which one that is, but not too bad, I guess. I want to show you. I want to win with like a ton of them and be fancy for this stream, but of course, it's probably not gonna happen. Oh my god, our seat is west right now, and that's the only one we don't have in our starting hand. One, two, three. You know what? Well, am I? One, two. What if we go for the 7 pair that I was telling you about, even though we only have 3 right now? I mean, I'll set it up for another hand just in case, but that seems doable. We currently have 3 pair, so we need 4 more. Now we need 3 more. It's always hard to decide like which ones you're gonna try to get a pair of, because this one has to be a closed hand. Um, so you never know what you're gonna get. As far as repeat tiles go. I feel like this is one of those cases where being able to count cards would be helpful, but I don't have that kind of brain. I'm not that big brained, so all right, we need 2 more. Wait, one, two, three, four. Yeah, we need 2 more pairs. We're so close. And because it's pairs, you can't steal any tiles because you can only steal for trios. So that makes it even harder too. Well, I guess you can't steal because you have to keep it closed anyway. But like, you know, if you wanted to switch it from a closed to open, you couldn't. That option is no longer viable. Damn, if we had kept the win C tiles, we would have already won. We had 2 pairs of those randomly. Maybe
maybe I'll get another dragon just to see. No, they took those. Yeah, it's not looking good. Even though we only need 2 left, I'm not choosing the right tiles to get. So I don't know if we're gonna get there. Oh, never mind. I did. 3 left. 3 left. Let's go for. That might have been the wrong move, but I'm gonna be hopeful. I was just thinking maybe someone has like a set of 3 east wind tiles. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Damn. I've been getting my ass absolutely destroyed. Sucks. I'm gonna see if I have any. I know I said we wouldn't do gotcha stuff, but I'm just gonna look really quick. Just really, really quick. I'm gonna cycle one of these. Pick up on page. Oh, would you look at that if I invited people? Well, if you happen to download this game, um, there's my referral code, I guess. I think I already have the next out. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe there's one left. Hundred, hundred. Nope, everyone's maxed out. What do I do with you after I max you out? There's gotta. I feel like just something. The match debate. I don't know what's happening. I haven't done any of this. You can keep giving them to get extra prizes. Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. Chris, what am I supposed to do here? It's a trial. I know it's a trial, but what am I supposed to click on? How do I shoot the bullet? Click on the orange words with your bullet. Oh, okay, okay. I'm paying attention now. Thanks. Orange words. Oh my god, this is fucking funny. Who gets murdered in this one? Just kidding. I assume nobody. Well, since I maxed everyone out, I assume I can just like go through all of these at once. Wait, why didn't that happen? Objection! Shoot the girls. I am. Do you not see me clicking on them? Oh, wow. I'm actually. It's kind of weird. I'm actually learning something about this game through this. Man, if I like finish this event without getting one of them, I'll be sad. I've missed like a ton of events because I stopped playing for a while. Blah 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 blah. Right, time to shoot. Come on, give me the word. Oh my god, she got destroyed. Oh yeah, I could just skip after that, huh? Yay, Monokuma tiles. They're cute. I like that. Da, 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 da. Can I skip now? What do you mean an imposter? I'm just coming out of retirement for a little bit. You're distracting me. I'm not gonna be able to see the the orange word. Kill it. I'm not a weasel. Stop. Why are you so mean to me? I'm a ferret. Ferret. Ferrets and weasels are related, but I technically different. So skip. All right, we only have two more of these. Oh wait, I could skip. Debate. Debate. Fairyzel? No. Wait, did I miss one? I love how the bullet just said hope when all the other ones were like logistic. Makoto, I kind of like you. You're funny. I don't like going against you, but did I win? Return combo land. Maximize stage one. Hmm. Did I get it? Oh look, yeah, okay, nice. Extra gift. Extra gift. Extra gift. I don't really want any of these, actually. I guess I'll go for the book. Do I have any gacha pulls? No. Damn. Wait, I've already seen this. Stop it. Oh no, I don't know who these correlate to. Wait, hold on. Well, let me look it up because I do want to know. No, I won't tell me. Does it tell me if I click? No. I'm just supposed to know what they like, aren't I? But I have no idea. Should I just guess? I think this one's for when I have. This one's probably for the main girl. What would the bunny want? She's an artist, right? Is there an art one? Mahjong artist, Lucky Star, not really. Yeah, I'll do that. Were any of these for you? No. Man. Okay, what about you? Oh, I can't even give it to you yet. That's unfortunate. What about you? Nope. All locked. I wonder what the lock means. Hello, nurse. He kind of scares me. My favorite is the hairstylist, that girl, and the bunny artist, because she has the like chugging cola emote that I think is really funny. Oh my god, archive. I don't know what that means. What? Oh, okay. Eternal Life Pharmaceutical. Hello? Are you okay? Age redacted. That's kind of sus. Are all their ages redacted? Oh, these are just like stories of them, huh? Birthday 7/7. That was this month. Why don't any of you have ages? I feel like that's kind of sus. Oh, look, I got a single gacha pull. How about we just go ahead and use it? I want Makoto. Give him to me. Come on. I've done I've done like 10 pulls on this gacha. Don't ask me why it's like a cup ramen thing. Bullshit. Whatever. I don't even have enough. I need like 100 more for an exchange. That's gonna take me like 2 years. I don't have. I'm not putting money into this game, Chris. You're crazy if you think I'm gonna spend money on mahjong. So, what do you guys think? If anybody here hasn't seen this kind of thing before, let me know what you thought. And I am gonna go ahead and send you all off
'Cause that's, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I just want to go over what Mahjong is, how to play, show you a little bit of gameplay. I'm gonna send you over to my friend who is streaming Hollow Knight right now. I've never seen Mahjong in my life. You're full of shit. I gave you a private lesson like a week ago. So if you like Hollow Knight, stick around. So he's doing that. I think this is his first playthrough of it, as far as I know. So if you haven't seen gameplay of it before, you don't have to worry about spoilers. I don't know how far he is in it. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'll be live tomorrow with Art, probably. Since I showed you some Mahjong now, I'll probably delete that Mahjong stream. And we'll just get right into like art fight and commission stuff that I need to do. What else? I don't know. I mean, I got a lot going on. I have some comics. I'll put these in here really quick. I have two different comics going. One long form, one short form. But otherwise, everyone have a good week. And yeah, also have a good night if it's nighttime for you. And go say hi to Fury with me, maybe. Okay, okay. I had a lot of fun. Bye.